Hey guys, I'm Justin.
And I'm Leigh.
And together we own Horrorland Media. And in today's video we have our August update. We've got a lot of stuff to go through, so grab you a snack and join us as we go through everything we got in the month of August.
Welcome to Horrorland.
You know, when you told me you got a lot in August, I didn't really think that it was going to be quite this much.
Well, you know, collectors have got to collect, right? This is convention stuff too. It's not just all our stuff. So the first one here, these are not in any kind of order. For the most part, I know they're grouped together by where we got them, but not the date that we got them. So these are all over the place. But the first one is Five Nights at Freddy's. This one we picked up at Walmart. It was like $10 in their new Halloween stuff. We watched this on Netflix back last year when, I think it was Netflix, when it came out. It's a decent film. I mean, nothing great, but it's decent. Got Matthew Lillard in it. So
Yeah, that was a pretty good one, actually.
The Last Voyage of the Demeter. I have not seen this one yet. No clue what it's about. Again, another one that was at Walmart for like $10. So Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, the brand new ape movie. I love these movies. To me, the original three, the first trilogy that came out, one of the best trilogies for Planet of the Apes that there has been. So I really look forward to checking this one out. I don't think Lee actually hated those either when we watched them.
No, I don't hate them.
During August, they did have the Shout Select sale, so we picked up Twins. Seen this a long time ago, but didn't own it on Blu-ray, so add that one to the collection for, I think all these were $7-8, not a whole lot. Sylvester Stallone with Nighthawks, never seen it, 80s thriller. Mr. Mom, I think pretty much everyone's seen that one. Decent film, again, just another one I didn't have in the collection, so $8, we'll add it. The Missing. This one I pretty much added to the cart because I had to have a certain amount in order to get free shipping. So it was either pay $10-12 to ship. Don't laugh at me. It was either pay $10 or $12 to ship it or buy another movie for $8. So we have The Missing. Got Cuffs with Christian Slater. I like Christian Slater for the most part. So don't know about this one. Some of his stuff's hit and miss, but for the most part I like his stuff, so we'll see what that one's about. Another great one is The Core. I don't think you've actually seen this one, have you?
I have not.
It's sad. The Core is a great movie. That, Armageddon, stuff like that kind of go together, so really enjoy The Core. Glad to have that one. And then next is the Police Academy box set. This is all 7 films in one box. So far, we opened it. We watched part 1. I think we've both seen pretty much all of these before, but just something to put in when we're doing inventory for a convention or really anything. Just easy stuff to watch. So these next ones, these are actually all convention purchases. So these will be available for you guys to purchase when you see us at shows. So these are all from Arrow. These are the Arrow 4Ks. So first up we have Hellraiser. If you're coming to Scarefest in Lexington, we will for sure have this one, and Clive Barker's going to be there, so this would be a great pickup and have him sign it. But all 4Ks are region free. I get asked a lot because they do have the certificate down there in the bottom for the UK. It's simply cheaper for me to buy them in the UK and then be able to resell them to you guys. So we do have Hellraiser, really nice 4K edition there of that. We do have The House by the Cemetery here. Another really nice 4K, really good transfer on this one. Another really good transfer, Lucio Fulci's City of the Living Dead. Really enjoy this one. I like this one more than House by the Cemetery, but Arrow's been releasing all of these. I hope eventually they release the Beyond, but really enjoy City of the Living Dead. We'll have that one for sale as well. These are out of order. So we do have Blood and Black Lace. This one I've never seen, don't know anything about it, but it was one of the newer Arrow video releases on 4K in their summer, I think it's Arrow Summer Camp Killer sale or something. I don't even know what it's called. Summer Killer Camp Sale or something. I don't know. Anyways, we've got that one for sale. We do have The Hills Have Eyes. I know a lot of people love the original, so we do have that one for sale as well. And then we have the double feature here, Demons 1 and Demons 2. A lot of people rushed out and got the Synapse version when they put it out. And Synapse does have a great version, but these Arrow versions, to me personally, are just as good. The transfers, I can't tell a lot of difference in. And the special features, a lot of the same special features. All of Arrow stuff is packed. So whether you get the Synapse or the Arrow, it doesn't matter. But make sure you have Demons in your collection, because if you've never seen them, they are really good films. And then last for the Arrow 4Ks is Videodrome. I'm not a huge fan of this one. I'm not a huge fan of David Cronenberg stuff, period. That's just my personal opinion. But we do have Videodrome. I had a lot of people ask about it previously, so we did go ahead and pick it up. Continuing on with Arrow, but this one will be for me personal. My personal collection, this is the Clash of the Titans box set with Clash of the Titans and Wrath of the Titans. We actually just watched these two. I enjoyed them. I know both of them kind of bombed when they did the box office years ago, and I think a lot of that's due to the CGI. Part 1 looks pretty rough. Medusa, she looks pretty bad. But as long as you can get through that, they're still pretty good movies. I love the labyrinth scene in Wrath. It looks really good. And the 4K transfer on these looks really good as well. Did some eBay shopping and got a couple here. So this is Splatter University from Vinegar Syndrome. I buy Vinegar Syndrome all the time. She gets on to me. I love Vinegar Syndrome. She doesn't always like the films, but the artwork and the actual addition, and adding it to the collection, sometimes there's nothing better than these. You can't beat them. So this does have other releases, but I went with the Vinegar Syndrome. Another one I got off eBay is Demonoid. This one is out of print for the slip, but I got it for like $30. It wasn't that bad. This seller actually sold me all of these, and none of his prices were that bad. So that's Demonoid. Next up, one that I had and I sold it, and it went out of print with the slip, so I bought it back and decided to give it a second watch, and that's Whodunit. And actually, we watched this one before. I don't know if you remember it, but we did watch it, and I rewatched it, and I actually liked it a lot better on the second time. So that one will be staying in the collection this go around. I already had this one, but I didn't have a slip. I'm on the hunt to slip all of my Vinegar Syndromes that don't. I'm down to 3 that I don't have. This is one that I never thought I would have, but again, that same seller who sold me those, he had this one for a really good deal. So we got the House on Tombstone Hill, or the Dead Come Home. I think it's also like Dead Dudes in the House or something like that. Another one that I had, but had to buy it for the slip, is Psycho Cop Returns. Psycho Cop Return. This, I think, slip was limited to like 666. It was a very limited slip, so by the time I started collecting Vinegar Syndrome, this was hell and gone and not a chance to get it. So when this seller had it, I think I did have to pay up for this one a little bit. I think I got like $40. But for the slip for this one, that's actually really good. And the movie's out of print, so it's a win-win. Even though Lee doesn't think so.
Win-win.
Shut up. So next, these are actually from Vinegar Syndrome for the month of August. These were their August releases. So we had Bloodbath and the House of Death. I enjoyed this one for what it is. It's definitely a horror in the vein of Monty Python. It has a very direct sense of humor. A lot of the jokes do fall flat, but it's still a decent film for what it is, and one that if you've never seen, it's worth adding to the collection, in my opinion. Devil Times 5. This is another one that it's just okay. It's not a great film, but it does have some pretty good kills and stuff in it, and the story is the biggest part for me on this, because there's a lot that goes kind of unanswered that's just kind of floating out there. So, but overall, still pretty decent. That is a 4K from them. And I did pick up a partner label release for Sky Pirates. I have to say, I did not like this one. We watched this one trying to go to bed one night, and it did a good job of putting us to sleep, because it's boring. Vinegar Syndrome has the tagline on their site that it is in the vein of Indiana Jones. This is nothing like Indiana Jones. It's in my opinion, it's very boring. If you watch till the end, it may have a better payoff, but I didn't like it, so that will go in our convention pile. See, we buy stuff and
one. Yes.
Anyways, as I'm getting in trouble. Next, You're Next from, this is Second Sight Films. This is an absolutely beautiful release. We watched this and then turned around about a week later and watched it with our oldest daughter, and I think she actually really enjoyed it as well. Second Sight does some great stuff. Right now, they are my company of the year. For me personally, their releases, they're beating out Vinegar Syndrome, they're beating out Arrow, but Arrow and them are close contention for their boxes. But this is absolutely beautiful, and it's a movie that if you guys haven't seen it, I do highly recommend it. Leigh actually liked that one. It's not one that I thought she would like because it is kind of home invasion-y-ish, but she did enjoy it too, I think.
It was good.
So next up, one that everybody has seen is Silence of the Lambs. I've got this movie. I've had it 1,000,001 times, and I've sold it 1,000,001 times because every time I buy it, they release a new, better collection of it. And so I had the Kino Lorber 4K, and then Arrow decided they would go and release this box. And so I had to have it because sometimes in your collection, you just have to have nice collection pieces, and she doesn't understand that, but it's okay.
Yeah, you've got to get the next best thing, even if we already have it.
We'll sell the one we already have. Silence of the Lambs will be available at Horrorland Media. So there you go. See? Shameless plug. Next up, Screamwalkers bought this one. Screamwalkers bought this one off of eBay as well. I did not enjoy this one. It is supposed to be shot on video, and it is. But the storyline is not there. It's just a made-on-demand video disc there. I just didn't enjoy it. Again, I'm not going to come on here and trash someone else's film because that's not what we're here to do. We know how much it takes to make a film now that we have done one, and somebody out there will like this one, but for my personal tastes, I did not. The storyline was all over the place, and we didn't care for it. Next up, these are some Amazon pickups. So yes, I am a 30-year-old man, but I do still love Scooby-Doo. So we did pick up this double feature here for The Witch's Ghost along with Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders. So The Witch's Ghost was always one of my favorites. That one and Zombie Island growing up. The other one here, Alien Invaders, I don't really remember it too much. But now that Warner Archive has been releasing these, I've been trying to pick them up. They're good just to throw on, especially like when I'm doing inventory or something. Our youngest daughter will come down here a lot and she will watch Scooby-Doo, so sometimes it keeps her quiet. Next up we have Christmas Bloody Christmas. This one is from Amazon as well. I already own this on DVD, but I went through a really big kick in August where I decided we were going to take the DVDs and upgrade to Blu-rays. The DVDs are taking up a lot of space and I'm running out of room. So you usually can get 2 Blu-rays for 1 DVD. And she's laughing. I don't know why you're here. She's laughing. But Christmas Bloody Christmas, it actually was a pretty decent film. Pretty gory, pretty bloody. I enjoyed it.
I'm here because you couldn't do this without me.
There you go. I couldn't. 2001 Maniacs here on Blu-ray. This is the remake from the early 2000s. This stars Robert Englund. It's got Lynn Shay. If you're a wrestling fan, it does have Madman Pondo in it for a split second. Another one had on DVD, just decided to upgrade it. All Hallows Eve, same thing. Had the DVD, decided to upgrade it with Terrifier 3 coming out. We've watched this. Lee said that she didn't remember it, so now that we have this, we'll definitely be watching this around Halloween so that she can revisit it. The Barge People. A lot of people hate this movie. I didn't think it was that bad. Is it great? No, it has 1,000,001 flaws, but it's not as bad as what everyone says it is. So I did get the Blu-ray for it. I was a little disappointed when it came though. It is a burnt disc as well, a made on demand. I thought that this actually had a pressing from RLJ and Raven Banner, but it does not. So if you are watching this and you are a fan of this film and you are kind of wanting to do the same thing, just be aware this is burnt on demand. And then last of the Amazon pickups is Circus Kane. So this is from Uncorked Entertainment. I love clowns. To me, there's nothing scarier. Clowns scare a lot of people, and you know they're not always funny. So this is just kind of a torturous film. A clown basically is dying, and he is trying to get people to come through his funhouse one last time. And it's like a game. Whoever can survive will win a big pot of money. It's kind of his going out, and a lot of things happen, a lot of torture and things like that. And overall, I really enjoyed this one. Another made on demand from Amazon.
It's our next stack as they get bigger.
We're saving the biggest for last. So next up, so these first few here, we vended Flashback Weekend in Chicago at the first of the month. And so I always like to do a walk around before the show actually starts, kind of meet some of the other vendors, see what else they've got for sale. And while walking around, we met CJ Valero. If I said your last name wrong, I do apologize. But he made The Evil 3 here. This is his new film. It's a short film. It's 45 minutes long. It's won several awards up here at the top. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but he's entered it in several film festivals. It has several people in it as far as guest stars. Brett Wagner, I think Eileen Dietz is in it. It does have some people in it for name value. It was okay for what it is. Again, I'm not gonna bash someone else's film. I didn't love it, but I also didn't hate it. It's far from the worst film in my collection for sure. Next up, we vend, like I said, when we vend this show, for the past 2 years, Synapse Films has been beside us, so we did a little bit of trading with a couple of their guys, and I got Crocodile from them. Haven't seen this one. Basically, was just trying to find some stuff to get up on the trade credit. This was not one that I had planned to get from them, but I did. So see, this one was free. It's even better. So we do have that one. Next up, Creature from Black Lake. I started this one one night and I fell asleep. Not because it was boring, I was just really tired. So I do really want to watch this one. I'm really excited to put it in. 70s kind of Bigfoot movie. So that's Creature from Black Lake, again from Synapse. Tombs of the Blind Dead, one that I've never seen that a lot of people have told me over the years that I should. It's kind of almost got like The Walking Dead, zombies riding horses. So looking forward to watching this one. Again, I haven't yet. These are not even opened. And then lastly from them, I picked up this one. This is not supposed to be released until October, but they had it early because Don May had done the transfer and everything on his own. So he was able to kind of get it out early, and that's Killers. So really excited about this one. Can't wait to pop that one in as well. There was a booth there. Severin was there, but there was a booth who had some stuff just in a bunch of totes. And I found this, and it was brand new, sealed. And so I asked him. He didn't have prices on anything. I asked him how much it was, and he told me he would do 20 on it, which was fine because Severin had this at their booth across the vendor hall for 35. So got a little bit of a deal on that one. That's Burial Ground. This one, I believe I ordered this one from Orbit DVD by itself, and this is It's a Wonderful Knife. Okay, kind of a Groundhog's Day, stuck in a loop, Happy Death Day to You kind of performance, but Justin Long, really enjoy him in this. Glad to see him actually getting some stuff between this and Goosebumps and other things, because it seems like after Jeepers Creepers he kind of fell off in the horror scene. So glad to see, he did have Drag Me to Hell as well, but glad to see him back in another horror film. Again, as I said, August was a big upgrade month. We upgraded a lot of DVDs, so that's what these are. Grindhouse Video had a lot of these. They were buy two, get one free, and so I did partake in that. So we upgraded pretty much all of our Shudder. We have this one here, which is, I didn't even look at the name, I'm sorry, Superhost. We watched this one as well. These couple goes and stays in an Airbnb, and they have a crazy host who is stalking them. It's actually pretty good. I do enjoy that one. Take this one down. I haven't seen these. So Boys from Country Hell. Haven't seen this one either in a while. I watched it one time. It was good enough to stay in the collection after that one-time watch, but I'm going to be honest, I watched so much, I don't remember much about this one. So I've left it on the watch shelf, which is ever growing, so that we can rewatch it. Next up, Random Acts of Violence. This is one of my favorite Shudder films of the past pretty good little while. This one is ultra violent, ultra bloody, and just overall has a pretty decent story to it. So if you guys come across that one, I do suggest it. Do recommend. Blood Quantum. This is another one. Watched it one time. It stayed in the collection, so clearly I liked it, but don't remember a lot about it, so can't go too much in detail on that one. That's the way with a lot of these Shudders, because I haven't watched them a lot. Z, same way. Watched it one time. I think this is like an imaginary friend who winds up being like a demon or something like that. Mm-hmm. The Mortuary Collection. This one was really good. I do remember this one. I really enjoyed this one. It is a anthology. good Halloween watch there. Another really good Halloween watch that I do remember is the Scare Package. This is part 1. Part 2 I despised. I hated Rad Chad's Revenge. I know a lot of people liked it, but to me it was just a useless film. It didn't need to be made. I felt like if they had just left it with part 1. But that's my personal opinion. That doesn't matter. So, but that is Scare Package. Sorry guys, camera overheated, ran out of space, whatever it did. I don't know. So we were talking about Vicious Fun though, was next. So I have seen this one. We watched it. Don't remember a lot about it, but again, was good enough for the first time to keep it in the collection. So we did rebuy it on that 3 for the price of 2 from Grindhouse Video. Stay Out of the Attic is next. It says an intense, bloody thrill ride. This is basically a doctor in a big mansion. And he tells these people, stay out of the attic, and they don't do it. And when they go up there, he's been experimenting on like Nazi zombies. So a lot of chaos ensues there. The next 3 I grabbed from the buy two get one free sale from Grindhouse. I have not seen these at all. First is Hunted. Watched the trailer for this one. Looked okay. So picked it up. Had to get them in groups of 3, so that was kind of why I got that one. These 2 were the 2 I really wanted to see, and this one is The Friendship Game. Again, another one. Have not seen this one, but the trailer for this one looked really good. So we'll see. Sometimes the trailers can be deceiving. And then next here, Allegoria. Call it divine, call it madness, evil, despair, curiosity. Don't know much about this one again, but I watched the trailer for this one, the cover for one, but then I watched the trailer and was like, I need to see that one. So we did buy it. So speaking of covers, Plan 10 Pictures. I bought Teddy Told Me To back last year at Flashback Weekend from Tom Devlin, who was there. And they put on Facebook that they had just released a brand new Blu-ray. And when I went there, I was going to order it based off the cover. And found out they actually had a lot more on their site than what I thought. So I did get this one, like I said. This one is Slaughterhouse on the Hill. So the cover for this one, awesome. The movie sucks. This movie's not, I didn't enjoy this. I won't say I didn't enjoy it at all, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would based on that cover art. The actors are, there's no
chemistry.
No chemistry, no anything. And the script is just flat. And the killer is okay, but just overall I didn't care for it. It'll probably stay in my collection just because, but I didn't love it. That still remains to be seen. I haven't made a decision on that one yet. Next, Time's Up. This one is like a New Year's Eve faculty party, I believe, that has a slasher killer running around. Don't know. I did watch the trailer for that one. It looked pretty good. It's Time's Up. Gold Creek, another one. Don't know much about this one. This one was actually like a new release, but I think it's actually an older film. It says Stunning and Original. That's from Lloyd Kaufman from Troma. So look forward to checking it out. But this one, like I said, I think this one's older. I think when I looked up the trailer, it was like a mid-2000s movie. So I don't know. We'll see. Don't Let the Greed Get Inside You. And then next here is The Trek. This says resembles an 80s VHS of a 70s drive-in flick that is from Fangoria. So with praise like that, why wouldn't you check it out? When I watched the trailer for this one though, it's like a cannibalism kind of film. Lee pretty much told me I was on my own for this one. So, but we will be watching that one. I am excited for it. It looks like a really bloody, really gory cannibalism film. So next up from Umbrella Entertainment, we did get Winnie the Pooh. So I had Winnie the Pooh from another company, and when I found out they were not going to release part 2, my OCD kicked in, so I had to have them from the same company, had to have them be uniform on the shelf. Yes, I know it's ridiculous, but that's me. So we did rebuy Winnie the Pooh. We watched this one when it first came out, though. It's actually not a bad film. Yes, the masks and everything give it a bad rap, and everyone that reviews it says that it's horrible. But it's Winnie the Pooh. What were you expecting? So overall, though, I enjoyed this one when it came out.
Yeah,
so
it was pretty good.
And then you can't have part 1 without having Winnie the Pooh 2, Blood and Honey. So this one, of course, has a much bigger budget. and the masks look a lot better. And I actually really enjoy the way that they took and they played part one into this. They basically know that part one had bad masks, and they write it into like it's a movie that's been filmed that's showing within this movie, if that makes sense. So this one's really good. The only thing, I have two gripes with this one, and that is part one, the kills were really good for what they were. Yes, they were low budget, but they looked good. The kills in this one almost look worse than part one. Some of the arms breaking and things, they look really rough. So there is that. It doesn't take away from the film. I think you'll still enjoy it. But one thing though to know going into this is very distracting is Tigger's tail. It floats. It is definitely a CGI tail, and it is nowhere attached to his body. And they do the best they can, but it's pretty rough. That is, to me, that's the most distracting part of this whole movie. But overall, again, another really good one. One thing I will note, though, I'm not going to spoil it, but they've got Piglet on here, and Piglet, we won't tell you what happens, but Piglet's not even hardly in it, which really is upsetting, because I thought that he was going to be in it a lot more. I like the look of his character, the big pig killer, but it is what it is. So
The last stack.
We're on the home stretch, guys. We're gonna
Biggest stack.
Yep. We're gonna run through these. So see, Lee's been sitting here, and I've been getting in trouble this entire video, and I didn't even buy all of this in August. These I purchased in July, but they are coming into the August collection update because it took Severin forever to ship people's stuff. I don't know how hard it is to put movies in a box, but apparently Severin thinks it's the hardest damn thing in the world, and it took them over a month to get this to us. So there is quite a bit of stuff for the collection in here, though. So we're going to run through these. I have not seen probably 99% of these. So
Our collection or the convention collection?
there's a combination of the two, but there is some convention collection stuff in here. So
Okay.
you see what I put up with? Every day I put up with this. Anyways. Nosferatu in Venice. This is Klaus Kinski. Never seen it. Don't know anything about it. Convention pickup. See? Convention. Next up, Eaten Alive. I have seen this one. I was not a fan. Cannibalism is one of those things. I can take it or leave it. Cannibal Ferox, stuff like that. I'm not a huge fan of. They're okay, and they have their place in horror cinema history, but that's not my kind of horror. I don't really care for them. So, got this one. This is a convention pickup. Next up, Midnight. I have seen this one before. It was another one that I didn't care for. It's not a bad movie. It was just not one that I personally cared for. So, I sold my copy years ago, but picked up a couple more copies for the convention. Was actually very surprised to see that these did come with the slipcover for it. So, that is Midnight, convention pickup. Next up, Invasion of the Blood Farmers. Don't know anything about it. This one is a 1972 film, so convention pickup. I'm not a real big 70s guy. My horror mostly starts in the 80s. I do have some older stuff, Psycho, stuff like that. But for the most part, I'm an 80s guy. So next up, this is Paganini Horror. I tried to watch this one on Tubi because I was torn. I wanted to keep a copy of this one for myself. But I didn't care for it. It's like a rock video with a Phantom of the Opera playing a violin, killing people. It's different, but wasn't for me. Next up, Faceless. So I am not a Jess Franco fan. There is some things that I enjoy, but they are few and far between, mostly just because of the content of the films. It's a lot of nudity and things like that, and I don't love his stuff, but I did enjoy Faceless. So I already own this though in my collection, so convention pickup. We'll cover that. Speaking of Jess Franco, here's another Jess Franco, and this is Mansion of the Living Dead. It does have some stuff there on the cover that we're not going to show. So Mansion of the Living Dead, convention pickup. So we have Video Nasties, The Definitive Guide, Volume 1, along with Video Nasties, The Definitive Guide, Volume 2. So I believe these involve documentaries along with all the trailers for the Video Nasties. This actually, Volume 2, does have the Section 3 list. So I look forward to watching these and kind of educating myself on these, because Video Nasties, while I have a lot of them in my collection, there's certain things, I don't know what makes them a video nasty. Why did they get added to that list? So I do look forward to watching these, but these are 3-disc sets each, so 6 discs, and they're like 15 hours a piece. So might be a while on those. We were just talking about the age of horror, and I do have this one that I bought for me personally. This is 1965's Bloody Pit of Horror. This movie is not good. But I think for me, I bought it because of the nostalgia. I do remember watching this with my dad, the Alpha Video DVD. If you guys remember those were horrible. And so when they released this one on Blu-ray, I decided I needed it. It's not a good movie. I'm not going to sit here and say that it is. But the tarantula scene, you can't get any better than that. So there is Bloody Pit of Horror. Next up, Alien from the Abyss. So this movie tries to be a lot of different things and does none of them well. But overall, it was still, I'm still happy to have it in the collection. It wasn't a bad movie, but you have an alien that tries to be a robot, that tries to be a sci-fi film, that tries to be an action thriller, tries to be a million and one things. And like I said, I think because it tries to be so much, it fails at all of them. But there is still a certain charm to this, and that's why I'm going to keep it in the collection. Next up, A Day of Judgment. So I do have some copies of this one for sale as well. This one surprised me. I got this one off a recommendation of Dead Pit, as I did several of these in the remainder of the stack. And this one is basically a town all looped together, and certain people in the town meet their day of judgment. And it's kind of almost an anthology, but yet it's all in one singular town. There is a twist at the end that I did not see coming, so definitely one to pick up, though. I did enjoy it. During the Severance sale, I jumped all in on the Italian action films that they had for sale, so we do have a lot of those to watch. I did try to pick some of these up, mainly to break up the horror, and I'm hoping that these will be good. We've watched one so far and didn't care for it, but we'll see. So the first one here, Raiders of Atlantis. This is from 1983. Not going to spend a lot of time on these because I don't know anything about them, guys. So, next up, 1986's Strike Commando. Don't know anything about it. Again, just another Italian. I think it's Italian. Yeah, Italian action. Strike Commando 2. If you buy part 1, you gotta buy part 2. That way, if they both suck, you can sell them together, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Whatever you say.
This one is from 1988. She's so nice to me. Next up, Double Target. This one is from 1987. This actually has... Is this the same guy? I think it is. This is the same guy from the one that we didn't like. So, I don't know. We'll see. No, that's more... Never mind. Different guy. I lied. Next up, Robo War. This came, I believe it was Uncle Bill I was watching for Dead Pit, and he said that he actually really enjoyed this one as far as an action sci-fi kind of film goes, so we did pick it up. Cop Game. This is the one that we did not like. We actually didn't finish this one. The story just isn't there. The story's kind of all over the place. The acting's kind of flat, and we just didn't love it, so it'll be available for sale. And next up, Blood for Dracula. This is from 1974. Don't know anything about it. Don't own it. Don't have a copy. It's a convention pickup. Another convention pickup is this Legacy for Blood, or Legacy of Blood. My apologies. This is from 1978. Don't own it. Don't know anything about it. Was cheap enough. Got it for the convention. Day of the Animals. So this one was another one bought just for me. This is based off the recommendation of, I believe it was the Creepy Kentuckian, again from Dead Pit. I love watching their live streams when these sales go live. This one's from 1976, so this one's going to be hard for me to watch because, again, it kind of breaks what I just said about that. Don't watch a lot of 70s stuff, me personally. So we'll see. Came off their recommendation, so we'll see if I like it or not. Next, Beyond Darkness. So this film has already been released. It was released years ago from Scream Factory. It was a double feature with this and Metamorphosis. I do not like Metamorphosis. I didn't care for that movie at all. So when that Blu-ray went out of print, I sold that Blu-ray, and then quickly after, Severin released this. And I just never got around to picking it up, but it was the right price on the sale, so we did get Beyond Darkness. Next up, Demonia. This is one of the only Fulci films that I haven't seen, so I do look forward to this one. This one's 1990, so it's getting into that era where a lot of people didn't like the Fulci films that came around this era, so we'll see. I think sometimes I'm a lot easier on films than a lot of other people are, so we look forward to checking out Demonia. And next up, Anthropophagus. I've seen it said different ways by everybody. This is Joe D'Amato's. Again, another one I remember watching with my dad. This one's slow in parts. It's very slow throughout. But the main reason that I got this one to have in the collection is because I also picked up its counterpart, which is Absurd. Absurd is a much more upbeat, much more fast-paced horror film, and one that's really, really good. I haven't watched this. I haven't opened it yet, but I have watched it. So this is also Joe D'Amato. So do have both of those to add to the collection. And then lastly, to end it off, we have Born to Fight. This is just another one of those Italian action films that I picked up. This is looks like 1988 down there at the bottom. So don't know anything about it. Not going to spend a lot of time on it. Another one that we have to get through. So I have a shelf of stuff to watch, and it's huge. So we're definitely adding to that with this collection update. So
You want to know how many out of that stack was for the convention?
no.
9 of 26.
We know what she was doing while I was talking. Anyways, while I get in trouble, we'll go ahead and end this video here. But definitely like, comment, and subscribe. Quit looking at me. You're making me nervous. Like, comment, and subscribe. Maybe I should just keep talking because she can't do anything while we're on camera. She'll get in trouble. But no, for real. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please help us grow the channel. We would love nothing more. I do this mainly because I love horror and I love movies. But we also do it. We showed off stuff like Legacy of Blood, the stuff for the convention, because we love doing conventions. We love being able to come out, talk to you guys about horror, for you to buy stuff from us. Even if you don't buy from us, we love you just stopping by our booth and talking with us. So definitely catch us at Scarefest. As I said in episode 1, we will be announcing 2025's dates here in a little bit. We don't have all those booked yet, but we're working on it. We will be leaving this weekend, which, depending on when you're watching this weekend really means absolutely nothing to you. But we will be leaving for Horror Hound weekend. Our friend Carl is going with us. You'll remember Carl from episode 1. So we will definitely be buying more movies, and we will definitely be showing those off in a collection video. We'll probably film that while we're there, so we probably won't have the backdrop. We'll probably be live from a hotel, but we'll film that and we'll get that up hopefully next week, and then the week after. We've got some comments on some posts we made on Facebook, so we'll have to all get together and see what we're going to do for it. And then after that, we should be gearing up for Scarefest, which should put us close enough to do our Mothershucker episode. That is one that, even if you think that videos like this are boring and you hate them, tune in for the Mothershucker episode, because it's going to be huge. We're going to go over all of our cast. We're going to go over how the film started, and we're all four just going to have a blast and give all the details on Mothershucker. So we do look forward to that one. So again, like, comment, and subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you guys next time on episode 3 of Welcome to Horrorland.